You're listening to the We Are Libertarians Podcast Network. Find all of our shows at wearelibertarians.com. You're listening to the We Are Libertarians Network. Learn more at wearelibertarians.com.
Welcome to the Boss Hog of Liberty podcast. This is episode number 419 of the Central's favorite podcast. Jeremiah Morrell here, joined by executive video producer, audio engineer, a man who's going to run the Kris Kringle this year.
Yep, just signed up.
Mr. Zach Burcham.
Evening.
You will run it in Santa attire, as is the tradition?
No. Nope. I just show up dressed like every other time I run, usually in the same clothes.
You could do it as Santa and make all the kids happy. Mr. Bones, welcome.
Howdy.
This is your final appearance before you go be Santa Claus.
Correct.
UPS driver by day, podcast host by night, and we'll probably see you mid-January when you get up off the mat.
Yes. Sometime where you guys just peel me back to reality.
You're just going to add a habit drive over here on a Thursday night, but we're all packed up and be gone.
Because it'll be like 11.
It'll be 11:30. Yeah.
Where's everyone at?
I mean, I'm desperate enough. I'd wait for you. We're going to do the show when Bones gets here. It's fine.
I think Zach would be a little pissed.
No, Zach's wife would be pissed. Zach would just be
my wife. Yeah, talk to my wife.
Betsy Mills, welcome back. Co-host Betsy.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going great. Glad to have you.
Glad to be here.
You brought your superhero with you, who went out and got us sodas.
She sure did.
Before the Patreon.
Superhero is not enough, but yeah, Krista right behind me.
She's a catch.
Thanks,
you did
babe.
well.
Yep.
And then returning to the airwaves of Boss Hog is Rob Kendall, former city councilman, town councilman out in Brownsburg, Indianapolis broadcasting legend. I'm his one listener of the weekend Saturday show that you and Abdul and Jim Merritt have.
State House Happening.
Thank you. And then I was trying to put together the full bio. Do you still have a gambling podcast as well?
Degenerates Next Door. Yes.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, it's great. Hammer, Jason Hammer, the Hammer Nigel show. We do that together. And it's a pretty sexy and groovy life that I've got going on here.
Is that sports betting?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we'll take 2 games for college, 2 games for pros, and then we have actual pro handicappers that come on. And so we compete, and with 2 weeks left to go in the college football regular season, I am 1 game out of first place. So I tell people, if you'd bet like $1 million on every game, you'd be just rich beyond your wildest dreams.
You'd be doing great.
You would have bought Bitcoin in 2007.
Did you see some guy that sold his house this like 15 years ago, and they offered it to him in Bitcoin? It was some reality TV, like, buy your home, flip your home guy, and they offered him the payment in Bitcoin. And they said today it would be worth $1 billion.
Oh my gosh!
If he didn't lose the access to it or whatever.
Yeah, he was agonizing over
like those sad people in the
Bitcoin.
landfills who were just searching for their hard drive.
Yeah. That nightmare. We all would have, should have bought Bitcoin.
Oh man! If I had a time machine,
or Google, or
Amazon,
Apple.
Yeah.
Has anybody dumped a crypto for a large amount of cash, and how did that work? Has anybody actually done that yet?
I'm pretty sure it's all made up.
That's why. I think it's. I think it's
it doesn't exist tangibly. It's not real.
I know that's the thing. Is the people. I know there was a guy that he couldn't remember his passcode, and he was like one passcode away from losing
from it being
$450 million because
there's a certain amount of entries, right?
It's also Jesse Riddle got us crypto wallets, and it's not here's your 8-digit password. It was like a 32-digit code, so it's not it's just my normal password. It's a complicated password you have to come up with. And if you missed it one more time, he had $350 million worth of crypto in there. But I haven't heard of anybody just dumping it and saying, okay, give me the $350 million or whatever. I want to see somebody actually do that and see what happens.
Because think about the swing, right? So Bitcoin, 4 or 5 years ago, was all the way up to 64,000 or something like that. because we were laughing about it when I was with Mock. We were saying like, this is ridiculous. There's no rhyme or reason. Then it crashes. It goes all the way down to this like 14.
Yep. And then it comes back up to 100,000.
But now it's down to 80, or there's 80 something yesterday. So if you bought at 116, you've lost public school math
30%.
Yeah,
40%.
$36,000. But if you bought at 16, could you have your retirement based on something that changes that rapidly?
You should never do that, right? The diversification side, that would be crazy.
Think if that was your world.
Pete the Planner's probably listening right now.
WIBC talent Pete the Planner.
He is. If you listen to the Pete the Planner show, you will hear him mention me every episode now. It has become this
He loves
silly.
you.
Our show's too long.
He asked me to join him when his co-host was off, and I told him no. And
You big time Pete the
I
Planner?
did Pete the Planner. I was
Really?
busy. I was busy that day.
Big time Pete the Planner.
Because he wanted me to do it on a Friday afternoon, and I was like, dude, that's
I've
tomorrow.
got a job.
He is one of the funniest people alive. When I was working for the state auditor, he was like the INPERS is the name of the program. Or no, I'm sorry. There's I forget the name of it, the acronym, but no, maybe it is INPERS. The like retirement, whatever the state retirement plan is.
PERF.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Yes.
PERF. Yeah.
And the way you invest your money, and he was the guest speaker. They had like 4 or 5 throughout the state of Indiana dinners, and then he would come give the presentation. And so the state auditor went to all of those. And so we went to watch, and this was 12, 13 years ago. He is so phenomenally gifted at the way he explains financial stuff
in a way that you can actually listen to, comprehend,
and it's hilarious.
and make you laugh all the
I
way.
can't believe you said no to Pete the Planner.
All right, we are so far off track. But
Rob,
I will tell this right
Can
now.
I ask you a dumb question?
No, you can't, Betsy. Time
Okay.
out. We haven't even gotten through the young
All right.
yet.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Chris Spangle, who's our mutual friend that brought us together, Pete and myself are in this text message. Spangle's like, hey, Pete, meet Jeremiah. Jeremiah beat Pete. Pete, cool, great. Hey, can you do my show Thursday? This is Thursday. Can you do it tomorrow? I'm like, no, I can't. I'm busy. I can do the following Friday. He's like, sorry, got that one covered. I tune in the next week. You know who his co-host is that week? Spang. That's the way it went down.
Yeah, but he's great, and I love that you're friends with Pete the Planner.
It's this podcast has created the most ridiculous opportunities ever.
Yeah,
Mr. Bones, what do we have planned today? That's what we were supposed to get to 5 minutes
I still
ago.
want to ask you a question now that we got through that.
Oh, sorry.
Go
So you were an elected official,
unfortunately. Yes.
so you have a perf plan, like you have the
No. That is like-
but you have like the Indiana retirement, like you have a section of it, right?
No. So I was a town councilman, so I have nothing with that. Right?
Oh,
That's-
okay. My
that's
bad.
elected. I got nothing but grief.
Anyway, I
in
get
my time
these
there.
insane statements every month that are like, you have
Yeah.
$600 with the state of Indiana, and it's like, my God, quit sending me these things that are
Yeah.
costing us way too much. Like,
I worked for the I worked for the auditor for a year.
which auditor?
Well, I had the privilege of working for 3 auditors.
Oh, all right.
Dwayne Sawyer, then an interim auditor, and then Suzanne Crouch.
Oh, all right.
And then I left.
Right on.
And then I made the egregious mistake of them begging me to come back, and I was the pharmacy board director for a year. And that
Okay.
was even worse than working for the auditor.
Yeah.
So I was in that thing, but it was so little, and I was like, I'm never coming back. So I cashed all of it out. And I'm sure I paid a heinous penalty to get that money early. But I'm sure I spent it on something fabulous, a quilt or something like that.
Probably when you bought the radio station.
Something else I lost a bunch of money on. Yeah.
Mr. Bones, what are we doing?
I have no idea anymore.
We're gonna think
but
our
we got
Patreon
a
people.
Henry County Data Center we're going to talk about. State government, they're always in the news, making clowns out of themselves. Jamie Knowles auction, he's back in the news. Thank God.
Thank God. Why?
We're going to talk about Thanksgiving. Couple bottle picks from Bob Link. Sports segment, Colts may be okay, they may not. Racing segments, and who knows at this point.
That's Zach's pay just to get the racing in.
Okay.
The end. This show is about our lives in rural Indiana. We're here to push your boundaries and make you think as individuals. Sometimes we'll provoke you, other times we'll make you laugh, but hopefully you'll always learn something new. We do have to stop for a moment and say thank you to the patrons that make all of this possible, and then we're going to get into the fun and frivolity. Bones?
These people are fantastic. And those people are Jonathan Phillips over at Great Lakes Honda and Fishers. We got Blake Reese over at Varsity Outfitters. Tommy Oakes over at Walnut Ridge RV. Morrell Monument Cleaning, and Pops Recycle.
Those guys are all in at $50 or more a month. You can join at any level. You get the show notes dropped into a super secret Facebook group that you're allowed to be a part of. And then the show gets dropped to you, private RSS feed and emailed to you as soon as we hit publish.
How much do I have to give to go in the camper with you? Like on a camping excursion?
Oh, man.
Bag
$20.
of candy.
You should sell
$20.
The Indy 500 breakfast experience. You guys could make a fortune.
Oh my God! You want to make my race day terrible, Betsy?
No,
it's my time.
No, limit the tickets. Limit the tickets. Limit the tickets. Limit the tickets. But I will say,
Betsy, he doesn't make anything on race morning.
No, but imagine
outsourced to
imagine
in-laws
the
and other
spread you
people.
guys throw times 2 and charge a fortune.
Charge a fee. Race morning is Christmas for us, man.
Okay, don't interfere with Christmas.
We can do
morning.
the Harvest GP
He's
or
gonna tell-
whatever. The Indy 500 race morning, we bail after breakfast.
I know. I've been there the last 3 years.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah.
We're out in a hurry.
Yeah, you sure
Watch
are.
him do it. Charge somebody and be like, "Hey, Libby, you need to make a couple extra biscuits and gravy," and then just leaving.
But what if
See
you
you later.
charge like $250 a ticket and like, who knows? Who knows? I'm just saying.
Could be crazy.
Trying to be a
Rob,
capitalist here.
so happy you're here.
Yes, thank you.
Welcome back to the
It's
show.
been 6 years, I think.
That's like a Senate term.
Yes, yes. It was the Red for Ed. That was the big thing.
That's
last time I
right.
was
You
here.
had the Stones to come in here and debate a couple of teachers that I found,
Right. They were so angry.
and
They did not even want to sit there.
They were furious with you. It was the greatest night in
Yes.
Boss Hog history. We had special T-shirts printed up for you.
Now we sold them and gave the money to charity.
We
as I
did.
recall, right?
We did.
Red for Rob.
Red for Rob.
I still have my Red for Rob shirt. My wife has the oversized Red for Rob shirt, and they were. It was like the thing where they were nice, but it was clear they were like, I would strangle this guy if I could get away with it. Like I would bury his body in the parking lot with the law firm next to the building.
The teachers union was going to string you up, and those were the two volunteers.
Well,
Thankfully, they all got raises. They won.
Well, they got mad. They got mad because they had the rally. This was 2019. They had the rally. This was when sports betting was still newly legal in Indiana. So we used to go to a place called the Winner's Circle downtown to place our bets. Jason Hammer and I went from the Hammer and Nigel show, and we went down to place bets, and there were a bunch of teachers. Like the place was full of teachers, like drinking beer at the Winner's Circle,
Having a great time, and they weren't protesting anything.
Yeah, we posted the photo, and we were like, "Really? This is what we're protesting over?" And they got like irate, and then people started sending me stuff to the radio station. One person sent a cake, and it said, "I dare you to eat this." Like it was out of control. So I think that's the last time I was here.
So I'm getting the trend that when
He's
there's
found a controversy or two since then as well.
when there's a protest at the State House and they wear red shirts, Rob shows up on the show.
That's right.
And if it's a protest
Yeah.
in green, Rob organized it.
That's right. Yeah.
St. Patrick's Day, Rob had one of the largest protests in State House history. All right. Want to get the local issue out of the way at the top of the show here. Last week, late breaking Thursday night, the Henry County Data Center got through our planning commission 7-1. Jason Roberts was the one no vote. One of the county commissioners voted yes. County Councilman Ken Gray, Ken Gray was massively anti-wind and he beat me for a county council seat back in 2018.
Rigged election.
Stop the steal. There were some irregularities with the voting machines that I made very clear at the time, but we've moved on.
I hate it, but sorry you lost. But Kenan,
did you have a press conference afterwards with hair dye coming down the side of your face as you were screaming about voting machines?
The two members of the press did check in on us.
The mayor of America with
Yes.
his hair dye. Yeah.
So anyway, past 7-1, it will now move on to the county commissioners. We once had an asphalt plant that was going to be located in this community. It did the same thing where it moved out of a planning commission, and the commissioner that was on the thing voted for it there. And then they got to the big room full of angry protesters, and the commissioner changed his vote, and they voted no. So we don't have an asphalt plant here.
Whoa, time it's
That happened 12 years ago.
So this fascinates me.
You were for it 2 weeks ago, and then you were against it then. So it would not be unprecedented for this to happen again.
How? Like, how do you vote? How do you vote for something? Was it John Kerry? Was he for it before he was against it?
No, it was Ed Yanos, and he listened to the wind, or not the wind. Don't mix that with Ed Yanos. He listened to the folks because Ed lost his seat as a county commissioner over Wynn. But Henry County politics has been the greatest gift to this show, and the things that have happened.
It has been so freaking dramatic.
Now, you guys educate me on this because you seem kind of okay.
I am
watching your posts on this data center. Tell me why.
They have stacked the deck so much in favor of the community on this
I
proposal.
thought you were going to say they gave me a briefcase full of money, but
No, not yet.
Boats delivered it. You believe it or not? UPS direct.
Not in one.
Didn't have
Sorry.
to sign for it.
Nobody was here.
They have essentially put together a plan, and the developers from Henry County. So there are two gentlemen that are doing this, but there's a guy from Sulphur Springs that is one of the developers, and he does government type development. He's done like 50 different projects over the years. This is something different. That's his side project, and he's partnered up with the guy that just bought Run and Bohm Construction. He was the GM of Run and Bohm, but as Mike Run and Bohm retired, this guy has moved up. Chris King is the other side of this. So
that's now he's a name that's popped up.
He just got appointed as one of the new Governor Braun IEDC directors. The other fellow is local to here. So those two have formed this organization, and they are essentially providing a turnkey solution for a data center at 109 and 70, so at the Knightstown exit. They reached out, said, hey, let's talk about this. I said, listen, we've got a track record of saying no to a hell of a lot of projects here.
Yeah, no doubt.
I would love to have this conversation, and I asked every difficult question because we have a strong NIMBY streak here.
Yeah. So
I asked the questions that the community has. I said, people are worried about electricity. People are worried about water. People are worried about tax incentive, giving tax breaks.
Sure.
They said this site is on a 36-inch natural gas line. So it's uniquely positioned. It's a line that's never going to run out. We have a peaking plant that's in Cadiz that's 4 miles from here that nobody notices and is pretty much fine with. Natural gas power plant.
Brockovich once protested.
And it came to life. You don't even know the thing's there. So they're like, we're going to put one of those on that site, feeding from this natural gas power line or transmission line that goes from the Great Lakes all the way to Louisiana, passes right through your community. We don't want a nickel from the community. In fact, we either want to do a payment in lieu of property taxes where we just give you a bunch of money up front to the community to pay for your schools, whatever. And they said, our other concern was water, right? And they said, hey, we're going to do closed loop water system. So instead of sucking water out of the ground, putting shit back out, they're going to fill the system once, and then it's going to use maybe a swimming pool or two of water a day. Not a big deal.
Are they in with the IEDC too, or?
So these guys are independent. So they're putting their own development together. They don't have as far as I know, they don't have Facebook, Google, whoever lined up. They're essentially the developer. They're getting the parcel approved for a commission-approved use with all of these guardrails, and then they'll be able to go out and market it to one of those companies and say, hey, you got turned away in all of these other spots. You can come build it here.
Because I think that's the other concern is that the IEDC is giving all this money to these data centers, and it's not like, hey, there's 10,000 jobs coming. Right. So are they in on that too? Are they getting?
They're not said to be doing that at all. And they're from our perspective, we look at the county side. You've got them asking for no tax abatement.
Yeah.
Every time you see somebody come in and they say, hey, we'd like to build this factory in your town, but we want you to not charge any property tax for this amount of time. But you're going to get the revenue from all of the people
that is so bold, though. I mean, county council level, just saying out loud, like, to not ask for the abatement. That is bold. That is a statement. Like, we'll pay.
And
in full.
I can tell you that Corey Murphy, the Economic Development Corporation,
spent a day with him one time.
You came out here and you visited with Corey. Corey's been trying, since before you did that, Corey and his group have been trying to find a way to get water and sewer to 109.70.
Yeah.
Right.
Hasn't happened.
Yeah.
These folks, as a part of their development, are going to spend $30 million to bring those utilities to the interchange and upgrade the water system, the water in Knightstown, the wells, and the water treatment plant to cover it.
So is there pushback?
So, of course, there's tremendous pushback.
People are
what
scared.
Is the pushback?
They're scared.
Folks don't want them taking all of our water. They don't want to have their electricity rates go up. And I've been convinced that they've done the work, they've done the homework, and if it's going to produce its own electricity, it's going to be a net equal thing. I'm fine with it. That's where I'm at. Because Charles A. Beard schools, Knightstown schools, are in a probably because of SB1, are in a spot where they're saying, hey, we're not going to exist in a couple of years. So this is a way for those guys to get property tax revenue to actually have a school corporation continue and not have to have a massive referendum.
Is it going to pass?
So I think you're going to have at least 2 commissioners vote yes for this, unless something crazy happens. And potentially,
and there's 3, right?
There are 3, so you need at least 2 to 1.
Yeah.
I think the Northern District Commissioner votes yes. I think the Middle District Commissioner already voted yes once, so it'd be really wild if he didn't vote yes a second time. Susan Hoon, to be determined. She was very strongly anti-wind and anti-solar, I believe, when that was at least anti-wind.
Let me speak on record as my former colleague. She's very smart. I think she will vote for the best of the community using all available research and data and all of it.
What's that mean?
I think. What does that mean?
Yeah, you're so nice to everybody.
I think Susan's really freaking smart. Okay, I think Susan's really smart, and I think she will say, I think she'll look at everything and say, is this better or worse for Henry County?
Yeah,
I think that's it. I think she will. That's who she's always been to me. I respect the heck out of her.
This organization has been as transparent as they possibly could, in my view. So
now, I didn't mean to cut you off, but didn't this get voted down in another county?
This project, according to these developers, is unique to this project, this site, whatever.
Because there was one in Hancock County.
There
right?
may have been a similar, and it was before I was paying attention to the issue. I wasn't paying attention to the exact players or what was happening in Hancock County. I'm hyper focused on Henry, right?
That's why you're the boss hog.
That's right. We're looking over Henry County and Newcastle and maybe Knightstown.
Also, East Central Indiana. It's in lead-in, bro.
You're like Batman. You'd go wherever the signal is.
Wherever we need to, yeah.
Right.
Listen, we're kind of big in Darke County, Ohio, too. Okay, we bleed over. we bleed over.
Darke County was home of one of the To Catch a Predator investigations, one of the early ones with Chris Hansen.
I'll be damned.
Oh, yeah.
Over in New Paris.
It seemed like
go down at
Greenville.
Greenville. It was Greenville.
Oh,
yeah.
That was a shot in the dark.
That was amazing. You
That
got
was a shot in the dark.
That was like one of the
Hit
third
the
or
barn.
fourth. I'm a massive Chris Hansen fan.
Wow.
That's how I know that. And Darke County.
Never want to meet your hero.
I literally.
He was on. Well, not first. Oh, see what you did there. We had him on
not
the show
even a celebrity gathering. I just don't want to meet Chris Hansen. It's going to be bad news.
He was great. We had him on. He was doing a documentary on one of the like Discovery America or one of those, and he was great. But Darke County. That's a great reference there.
Yeah,
the early TCAFs.
All right, I want to get this out of the way. There's a commissioners meeting tomorrow, 2 to 4 o'clock. Because they're remodeling the courthouse that Betsy got us to pay for. They've moved all of the meetings to the sheriff's department.
It needs to happen. It's historical.
So the meetings about the sheriff's department, there were a lot of complaints at the planning commission that there's not enough room. So they're going to have a commissioners meeting tomorrow, but it is not going to be considering this issue. So people don't have to freak out that they can't get there or whatever. They're going to discuss when and where they're going to have the vote. Probably going to go to a gymnasium or an auditorium, maybe Knightstown Gym, maybe I personally suggested, hey, y'all should just go to Bundy Auditorium in Newcastle.
Did you say Knightstown Gym or like Hoosier Gym?
Knightstown Gym.
Why not?
Because the Hoosier Gym's too small, Betsy. I'm expecting.
Okay, so why not?
Amazing if they had it in the Hoosier Gym.
That'd be way cooler. But why not like Newcastle Gym, the biggest gym in the country? Why Knightstown?
Either because
I local.
Right.
I get
so
it.
It's local to Knightstown, or you do Bundy where they got it.
You got to have it at the Hoosier Gym.
Yeah, it means more.
And some guy shows up at the end and gives some great speech about playing ball again,
about a basketball ring.
Yeah, cheers.
Got to get back to basics.
Watch Ted Cruz's career end in that building.
Basketball rings, baby.
So that's the story. So I don't think they go everywhere. I think putting one in Warren Township in Indianapolis or wherever it was going to go, the southeast side, doesn't make a lot of sense to stick it right next to people. This site is behind a truck stop that has diesel trucks idling in every day. It's by the interstate. It's situated behind a speedway truck stop. This is not prime ground.
And it sounds like they've hit the big things. I think the concerns people reflect, like the Google Center that got voted down in Indy not too long ago. You've got the abatements, which are a massive deal. They've got the special abatements. You've got the IEDC giving a gajillion taxpayer dollars to these things.
Yeah.
And then you've got the water and the electric. And it sounds like, at least to you,
they've checked all those boxes of like acceptability. It sounds like.
It's hard to argue when they're not taking the abatement, right?
Right, yeah. That to me
And
is
they
wild.
said, hey, we'll build you an ambulance, an EMS. They don't have ambulance service in Knightstown. They said,
What?
we will drop $1 million towards an EMS building and put it on the site for you.
Yeah, and
585
where
acre
they're
site,
at,
and there's going to be 25% or 15%
the way
green space.
people are complaining, you'd think they're putting it in a subdivision. Like you think it's literally miles from Knightstown. It's miles from Knightstown, and there's an interstate between. And where it's being placed, if you actually just if you wanted to poll the people that could actually see it from their house, we could do it in this room around this table because there's nothing around there. There's like a handful of houses. So, yeah, it seems to be a really good spot. And the arguments you see are just same people just parroting the arguments that you have against every other data center. Like I just saw a picture that showed like them running off with like, and there's a steam power plant, there's a coal power plant somewhere. And they're like, and he's got a suitcase that says tax abatements. I'm like, they've addressed all this, but they just keep repeating the same thing over and over again. And this is an intersection, by the way, that has rejected many, like the asphalt plants one, the go-kart track at Newcastle was supposed to be there, and they said no, it's going to be like a NASCAR race every weekend or whatever, and they chased that off, and it moved to Newcastle.
They rejected a go-kart track?
A world-class go-kart track.
The Newcastle Motorsports Park was supposed
to be at Knightstown, and they chased it off of that intersection as well. And that is quiet. It doesn't really bug anybody back there, and it brings in people with money.
And this
like
goes back to
money.
my core element of why the heck I ran years ago. Yeah. We're so on the cusp of everything. We're so freaking on the cusp of everything. We're outside donut. We're the sprinkles or the frosting. I don't freaking know. Jack's Donuts. Anyway, we're so close to it, but we keep fumbling the ball. Like, let's go. Let's make good projects benefit the company and the community. Let's go.
We asked about the building and said, what's this going to look like? It's going to look like a warehouse. There's going to be 20-foot berms. You're not going to see the damn thing. You're going to see the top of a building. That's it. It's not. You're not even going to know the damn thing's there. You're going to have this huge fight, and then 5 years later, you're going to have kids that get to go to a school without having to pay.
It'll be similar to the
higher taxes.
The peaking plant that you put out there. Aaron Brockovich showed up to Newcastle to protest this peaking plant, and all the guys were finishing it up, and then they got in their trucks, and they left, and everybody cheered, and they said, "Oh my God, we won!" And they're like, "It's running," and they didn't even know.
My pastor was so in on that, and everybody got so mad at him.
And you didn't even, you just drive by and you're like, oh yeah, I remember when I'm old enough to, I remember when that wasn't here or whatever, but Aaron Brockovich came here. They literally thought they won, and it was like, guys, we turned it on. It's running. You can't tell. So we will
and
be
it's been pretty okay
story.
Since then. Like there's been no nuclear explosions or it's been pretty okay.
That natural gas line blew up in 1994. Nobody died.
I was an eyewitness. We were in Newcastle that night. Let me tell a Mills story.
Let's see it from Kentucky.
My mother was the managing editor of the Muncie Evening Press. Back when Muncie ran two newspapers, day and evening.
Amazing that Muncie had two newspapers.
Yes. So my mom's the managing editor. We just happened to be out for a night out in Newcastle. And I remember this is the night I got sneakers. They got the light ups, like you balance letters.
Yeah, that's right.
LA gear. Yeah. Big. Yeah. So this is ingrained in my memory. And so we're driving home. We're on 300 West, driving north towards our house. And north of Newcastle or north of Sulphur Springs, and then we happen to have a camera in the car. My mom, we turn around, we go as close as we think is safe. My mom takes a bunch of pictures, delivers them to her newsroom, which runs them as like these are the pictures of the day. Yeah, it was crazy. That was a crazy freaking night. Anyway, also my mom's a badass. One of the first female managing editors of any newspaper in the world.
I love that Muncie had two papers at one point.
So isn't that awesome, dude? Till 1995, man.
Times and the News Republic.
What year was that?
94 or 95.
So it sort of does put in perspective.
Yeah.
You have these cities, Anderson, Muncie, Newcastle, that were these sort of thriving, Terre Haute, was that way as well at one point.
We lost industry, man. Like that's the story. It's a rebuild of the lack of industry.
That Muncie had two
Yeah.
newspapers. at one point.
That's Rob's takeaway.
My
tonight.
dad worked in Muncie. My dad worked in Muncie, and then he worked in
Now I can understand
Anderson.
why Garfield had somewhere to go. He had 2 newspapers.
Yeah.
It totally makes sense now.
Well, I mean, the East Central Indiana has had to reinvent itself,
Yeah.
and that's our story. And I actually think that's really exciting because we are.
But
It's
that's
been really slow, but it's coming.
But that's the balancing act, is how do you get things back on track without making it like many of the central Indiana suburban communities where now there's a high density housing development on every corner.
Right.
So the balancing act. And it sounds like these guys, if they're going to address the abatements and cash to the community, what would you rather have there? It like,
The genuine feeling that I got from them is that they live here and want to say, hey, if we're going to have one of these, we're going to do it in a way that benefits the community. I'm not convinced, Rob, that if they get this passed, that they're going to have a taker. It feels so damn one-sided to the community compared to the way that these things normally operate, that if they do get the commission improved use, I still don't know that you're going to get somebody to sign on because it is that one-sided.
so
for
this is the
community.
equivalent of like a spec warehouse, basically.
It's a parcel that is it's a parcel that will be zoned specifically for this one project process. And if they choose to do it, you're going to do it by these rules.
Oh, okay. So they got to go sell it to somebody.
So
then
now they can
under
go out and
this.
sell it and market it.
Yeah.
But once they're done, if they can sell to somebody, then that person doesn't have to go through the planning commission. They don't have to go
Right.
through any of the
Yeah.
administrative. It's
So
ready to go.
you're selling a golden ticket to somebody that's been turned away on 3 different projects and say,
Yeah.
hey, if you want to play, we've got it for you.
I gotcha.
These are the rules.
So they're not out anything other than the fees to go to the commissions or whatever until they.
Exactly.
Yeah.
In general, I personally feel like, and I was very anti-wind. I remain very anti-wind for Henry County based on population density. It just does not work. It does not work logically
We
at
would
all.
have been the highest population density county
in
to
Indiana.
have industrial.
Yes, it would have been freaking ridiculous. And it would have screwed over every single person who had a farmhouse not attached to a windmill. It would have screwed over my family and hundreds of others. This looks a little bit different. It's very contained. It seems like all the boxes are checked. I don't know. I mean, I'm a citizen now, so it seems pretty okay to me. But
It's been over 100 days since she's raised our taxes.
sir, I've been out of office since January 1st. Thank you.
I love that, like, you were being critical of her and then you're like, why don't you just come on our show? I love that. That's awesome.
Oh,
That's
we're
so you.
We're
That's the
actually
most you
we're
thing ever, Jeremiah.
friends.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I do you think I
You should
like
see
to
how I
rate?
treat my enemies.
there is not a bigger,
Rob, let me ask you a question as a fellow Republican. Do you think I enjoy raising taxes? I feel like
That's what
stabbing
Republicans do.
No, well,
They're
no,
really good at
because
it.
the State House, because the jabronis at the Indiana State House force us to with our local income taxes. I
Yeah.
mean, it's like, do you want ambulance service or do you want to raise taxes? Like, no ambulance or raise taxes, and you're like, I'm in a bind. Like, gee,
Yeah, but I just
I-
love how
I-
you handle it. Like, when I deal with these lawmakers, I'm like Samuel L. Jackson in A Time to Kill. And then Jeremiah's like, why don't you come on our show? It'll be
JD
great.
Prescott comes in here.
Oh.
every time I
Here's-
invite,
Oh my guys.
every time I invite.
Here's the difference.
JD
Oh, my
Prescott comes
God.
rolling in with
Here's the difference. He understands the bind. He understands that the gun was to my head and it was pointed, and there's only one solution, and it was forced upon me to do it. I either vote to raise the taxes or the jabronis and the State House do, and they've already passed it down to me with their blessing. God bless all of them. But that's the difference, right?
I
You
mean, when
know
I ran
it.
for county council and lost the second time, I said, listen, I'm going to get outvoted 7-1 or 5-1 or whoever the hell shows up today. But I'm going to be the one no vote, and I'll have a reason for it. That was the difference.
And I appreciate that, but like, the State House continues to put, I would say, poor counties in an impossible position. Oh, just raise your locals. Like, it's no big deal. It's no big deal.
They will
You
ask,
get to be
they
the
will ask
enemy.
you, have you maxed out every one of your local taxes?
Yes.
Right? Of what your-
It's a freaking joke.
they
It's
used
a
to be
freaking
optional
joke.
income taxes, and they took the O out of it. Now they're
It's
lit.
an
They're
absolute
not-
joke.
they're not lowered.
And what kills me the most is most of the people in the State House came local. And they know the game. They know the freaking game. And they get to a certain point, and they're like, oh, we're here. We can kick it all down low. You know, oh, blame your locals, blame your neighbors, blame your commissioners, your council members. That's what gets me. That's what gets my goat. Don't get my goat.
We only have a dead deer in here. It's hunting season too. Well, parts of two. Rob, I
Yes.
wanted to talk to you about your influential nature in the last year of state government.
Oh,
because
I hate to talk about myself.
you have changed the shape of Indiana. This is not fluffing him up. Legitimately, he's changed.
That's some
changed the
strange
trajectory.
phrasing, bro.
No, it was intentional.
Oh no.
You've changed Indiana in the last I guess the last year. How long? No, that year and a half, right? The convention in 2024.
Yeah.
You made your pastor a podcast co-host. This is how it always starts. On
No, I'm out.
You too can lie to everyone and screw the entire state. If you just stay with it, it'll be fine.
it's a 3-year plan.
Can I get a Cadillac instead of a Tahoe?
If it's not a Land Rover,
You
get
want an
out.
Escalade when you're a state officer?
Yes, please.
So you and Micah Beckwith were friends.
Yes.
And you were a part of getting him into the world of Indiana conservative politics at the statewide level. And you were one of his standard bearers at the state convention when he was challenging Senator Braun at the time and his
Julie
handpicked
McGuire.
selection for
Julie McGuire,
Lieutenant Governor.
who was in the State House. Brilliant woman. Say
Betsy
her
was-
name.
Betsy was a delegate.
Say her name, Julie McGuire.
Julie McGuire.
Absolute kick-ass
Can
woman.
you admit, though, that was the worst presentation in the history of mankind, to let Grandpa get out of the recliner, Grandpa Braun, and give the speech like he's barely awake, and then she goes up there by herself,
At
and
convention?
and there's no one behind her. Like, that was
I honestly don't recall that. I might have been running around on the floor somehow. Like I don't recall that, but I acknowledge that. I mean, the Diego plan was the Micah plan. Like, just go to every Lincoln Day until every single delegate you might ever meet knows you.
Micah's a much better con man than Diego, though.
Oh, I mean, Micah's extremely talented.
Yeah, I mean, look, Diego is, I mean, the Diego thing is fascinating to me because it's so obvious what he's doing.
Diego
Like,
Morales, the Secretary of State of Indiana.
right. I mean, like, the guy disappears to India for 10 days and blows off his budget hearing, and then is like, I'm not going to tell you who paid for it because I'm really worried about the guy getting protested like Elon Musk. And then suddenly that turns into, oh, and by the way, your boy Raju, who has an $80,000 taxpayer contract, who you don't know what he does, he's bragging about being on the trip selling Visa access while he's there. And then you're like, yeah, that story doesn't really add up. And then he's like, I'll pay for India. I'll pay the money back. I'll pay. Can we see the proof of that? No, I'm not going to show that to you. So Diego's bad at it. Micah was very good at it. I think that's the difference.
So he won the lieutenant governor's spot on the ballot with your endorsement.
Yes. It's all my fault.
Everything. That's what I wrote here in the note.
It's all my fault.
So it's written. We have Rob to blame for this.
Thank you.
So everything went well.
Yeah.
You didn't accept a job in the administration.
No, I did not.
Because you still want to be radio Rob.
Thank God.
So
you missed an opportunity there.
you could have seen very interesting videos at the office. So you stop me when I start lying. Allegedly.
We're good now.
Get through them taking over the state, and immediately we're in general session, and you had the now governor on your show, and property taxes became the topic of the governor's race. You and your sphere were a big part of this.
Yeah, so I met with Braun. So Braun never, like, property taxes are the most offensive tax because the government has nothing to do with you buying your home, and yet then they have a forever lien on your home. And they make it like this, and it's this, the way they structure the taxes, right? And Betsy, you as a local official, I'm sure will agree with this. So I live in a community for 40 years. Once an elected official, always elected. It's always your fault.
Always smells like
You'll never get away from it.
Sure.
Right. So, like, you live somewhere for 40 years and people move in and they're there for 5 years and they sell their home and they, make $30,000 off their home. Well, they cash out. But you get punished with higher taxes based on some person who isn't as stable in...
Absolutely. I'm personally offended by,
right. The
yes.
assessment thing is so ridiculous that's how we do it.
Ethically, I think it's one of the worst taxes.
Yeah, and I think
it just really is.
You'll agree with
especially when you think about elders and people who paid their whole lives to own their home
and they're always like,
stable.
Think of what you could sell your home for, but what if I don't want to sell my home?
What if I want to live here forever?
Right.
What if I want to be part of the community and contribute?
Yeah. I mean, my dad's lived in the same house for 40 years.
Yeah.
And so he gets punished every time somebody else cashes out.
Yeah.
And that's ridiculous. And so, after Braun won the primary, because Don Rainwater, nice guy, didn't raise any money, didn't do the things necessary. He's not gonna have the same success he has in
the COVID year.
Yeah, right. And so it's like, okay, Braun's definitely going to be the governor. So we got two choices. I can just keep being an ass to this guy and an agitator, or I can try to like work with him to try to get something for property tax. So I met with him at state party headquarters shortly after Micah won at the convention. And that was because I always hear with my show, Rob's never for anything. Rob's always just against everybody. You never say who you want to work with. So in Micah, it was a dude that said, I want this, right?
Sure.
I want to be the guy that's going to go in there and rattle some cages.
It was the issue he wanted. He said, I'm going to be the fighter for the people.
Exactly.
And if Braun steps out, doesn't do what he says, I'm going to be the voice.
He said he was
and that's what he sold.
He used the languge, the joyful warrior.
Yeah.
He wanted to go in
and look, full disclosure, Micah married me in my backyard. He wasn't there when my daughter was born, but they were a big part of my praying for my
just the conception.
Yeah,
it's fine.
All right, weird. Let's go.
But the church and they were a big part of that. And Micah was one of my closest friends, right? And so you think you get to know someone, and when they tell you,
it's a very real personal relationship,
right?
Yeah.
I mean, it was, and look, we were a big part of his rise, right? Like he used our show, used WIBC, and we were happy to be a part of that because that's a dude that says, hey, I want this, right? Like I want this fight. So when Braun wins the primary and then Micah wins at the convention, you say, okay, these two guys, because then Braun starts going, all right, I got to work in this arranged marriage with this wacky radio guy because he has all these listeners. And so now I got to work with Micah. So I met with him at state party headquarters. It was Braun, it was his chief of staff, Josh Kelly, Micah, and I think Micah's chief of staff, or the lady, maybe, I don't know. I don't think Sherry Ellis was there at the time. But anyway, they give me this big spiel about, okay, we're on board with property tax reform. Like, we've heard the message, right? We get it. And we've got this PAC, and the PAC is going to spend all this money if lawmakers don't get on board, So you're thinking, all right, I can either keep fighting this guy, or I can work with him because he's going to be the governor anyway. And what sort of relationship do I want with him once he gets elected? Because he's going to win probably regardless. And if we help him get 54, 55%, which he did, then we got a bigger seat at the table once the actual negotiations start versus if we just fight him and then he wins.
So you and the Beckwith team organized a huge rally to get some public support because things weren't. The Senate introduced a bill that you didn't necessarily think did enough for people. So St. Patrick's Day of this year, you and the team organized a huge crowd of folks, showed up at the State House in force. J.D. Prescott, Boss Hog alum, the governor, yourself,
my guy.
Micah Beckwith, you all spoke at this thing. And you had a united front and said, hey, we're going to fix property taxes.
Yeah.
And then that might be the moment that after that didn't work out, that's where the rift started.
Yeah. You're very happily married. I'm sure it's been a long time since you've dated anyone, but did you ever go on that perfect date? Like, did you ever, before you got married, your wife or whoever, you're going on this perfect date and you're like, this is it. This is the one and it's going to be great. And then it can't get any better than that, right? That property tax rally, 1,000 people there. Braun shows up. He rolls up his sleeve. Fight. I'm with you. It's awesome. We're saying, okay,
This is the peak.
yeah, at the very least, this guy's going to veto whatever bad bill these lawmakers come up with, and we'll still have a fight, and we're still in the game. And then they called, like, I didn't hear anything for about 3 weeks, like nothing. I was talking to these guys all the time. They were messaging me, and then I didn't hear anything for like 3 weeks. I'm like, oh, this is not good. And then I think it was Josh Kelly, Braun's chief of staff, sends me a message. It's like, we'd like to meet with you at state party headquarters on Monday. And I was like, oh no,
The deal's been cut.
like, if this were good, like there would be some, oh, you're going to love this. Blah, 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 blah. And so I went and I refer to this as the Last Supper, because this is the last time the governor and I were in each other's presence. And he told me the deal that he'd cut. Micah was there. Micah's chief of staff, Sherry Ellis, was definitely there for that. Josh Kelly was there. The governor was there. And I said, please don't sign this bill. I said, this is going to be a disaster. And he said, oh, we're getting this rebate. I said, I'm getting like $300 for people. And now you've got all this lit stuff that's going on, which is going to raise people's taxes. While there's some changes to referendums, there's nothing that stops them. You're going to have every school district in the state going for them. I said, you're opening up like this Pandora's box. And he was like, no, we're coming back for more next year. I said, what are you coming back for next year? And you guys ever seen the movie Halloween? Remember where Loomis is talking to a young Michael Myers, and he's like, I tried to reach him, but there was nothing there. It was just darkness staring back at me. And that was what it was with Braun. It was like there was nothing. I was like, this is it. You have to either choose to veto this bill and fight these guys, or you're going to sign this, and this is it. This is the new property tax law, and these guys are going to wash their hands with it.
They've accomplished it. We're going to come back and do this again in 15 years.
Right, exactly.
If we get drug into it.
And so I told him, I said, you will be to the governor, I said, you will be a hero if you veto this bill and you fight it, because people will at least see, hey, that's our guy, right? Like, we stood behind him and he fought. And even if they override your veto, which they probably won't, you'll still be seen as that DeSantis-like figure.
You said, hey, veto it, call a special session, or if you did sign it, call a special session, bring it back and fight for the people.
And he didn't have it in him. Like, that's the moment. Like, you know, in The Sixth Sense, where Bruce Willis figures out he's the one that's dead, like, that's like the plot in the movie. That was like me. Like, I was backing out of the state party headquarters, and I was just like, what is going on here? Like, all of this year and a half worth of work, and this guy, Braun, is like, I want this. And then there's my other guy, Micah, and he's just sitting there nodding, like, and then Micah later admitted to me he has no idea about property taxes. And I was like, but you ran on this for a year and a half. And so it ended up being, I mean, it's a disaster, right? Betsy, like, you know this, right? Like, the bill's a disaster. It's made everything infinitely worse. And these guys have just washed their hands of it.
All I can say is that all the local government around the state have been freaking out, trying to.
Well, yeah, the governor was on Hammer and Nigel last week.
Trying to rub nickels together.
All the local Republicans are my problem. They're the ones that are throwing a fit over this thing.
Because it screws over locals. Because it forces the issue down. Pardon my language, but it kicks it down, and it makes the locals say, "Oh my gosh, this is our only option to provide essential services. I have to vote for this for my neighbors, and I hate myself for doing this because I disagree with this philosophically, but I have to do it because it's ambulance service, it's fire, it's EMS. I mean, it's all the things that actually matter." But thank you, State House, for making us make that crucial decision.
So,
you absolute fiscal heroes.
So then you end up in this weird world where you're like, okay, everybody bitches that you're not for anything, and then you're for something. I knew what Braun was, right? He voted for the gas tax. He was a horrible senator. But it's like, all right, I'll show everybody what we can do.
So one place you and I disagree. I think gas tax is fine, but that's my day job. I like consumer taxes.
I love it that it crossroads of America. I love that everybody has to, if they have to fill up in Indiana, that benefits us. I think every opportunity we have to tax people outside of Indiana.
Do you feel like INDOT is fiscally responsible?
Go.
There's a lot of room,
better than anybody, right?
There's a lot of room for improvement, Rob.
Yeah, that's my point, right? Is that you say, all right, I'm going to take a flyer and I'm going to invest in you guys, and you're thinking in the back of your mind, it's like, okay, no matter what happens, even if Braun gets squirrely, Mike is going to be there to call him out and hold him to account. So at least this will be kind of entertaining. And then in a few short weeks, not only does Braun cave, I mean, how do you roll up your sleeves in front of 1,000 people? I'm like, yeah, I want this. I'm with you. Let's
politicians love a crowd.
You do, right? And then not only that, but then the bigger thing is that Micah turned out to be such a fraud. And now you're looking at this like, okay, nothing's changed, and people you were counting on to do this, right, didn't do it. And then basically those two guys left me for dead, floating face down in the Monon. And they're like, all right, see you, we're out of here. So
this
it was a great
establishes
few months.
this establishes the history for Rob and why he's a little frustrated with the governor and the lieutenant
Rob,
governor.
you might be ticked off. I'm sensing that.
Well, it's kind of like Joe Pesci and Goodfellas.
Well,
Shit.
And I met with Micah because there's a lot of things with Micah, whether it's, the biggest thing with Micah is, and Braun too, they're habitual liars. Like, it's not that it's not the stuff they do that's bad enough, but it's the habitual, the way in which they habitually lie. Like, take this stuff with the redistricting, where when it was property taxes, Braun said, well, special session would do no good. They just override my veto. Well, the reality was the vote was super close. Those guys were looking for an exit ramp. If he'd have vetoed the bill, they wouldn't have even came back and overrode the veto. Like, it was clear they didn't want any part of it. He didn't have the stomach to not get anything. He didn't have the stomach to stand up to those guys. But then on redistricting, we'll move heaven and earth for a special session, name calling. I'll challenge the leadership. It's like, why didn't you do that for the stuff that would have actually helped people? Why is it just here? And it's like,
because the president didn't personally call him.
Well,
I don't know. I have stories about that.
That's the thing, right? So you've got Braun, who totally didn't have the fight, right? Because you're thinking at that rally, you're like, okay, this guy would look like such a dumbass. He would look like such a piece of shit
if this doesn't happen.
Yeah, exactly. After standing in front of these people, because the rally was interesting because he turns the corner when he shows up.
He just pops out of his office and shows up, and all of a sudden there's this crowd.
Yeah, he thinks there's going to be like 200 people there, and then there's 1,000 people there, and he's like, oh, wow, there really is because here's the thing. I don't know if you remember this.
Nobody believed that there was this frustration
right,
with property taxes. They thought it was Rob picking an issue and going crazy over it.
They polled on me when he was running for governor. I don't know if you remember this. These magical polls started showing up, and they were asking people about various things. And one of the things they asked people was Rob Kendall, like, rate him. And it was Braun and the Republicans trying to figure out, and you never saw that poll public, which meant it looked really good, because they would have loved nothing more than go, this guy's an asshole, nobody likes him, and we're done with you. And that's, I think, why they eventually had to sort of kowtow, was because they realized this guy's numbers are really good. And so you sort of realize, like, hey, we showed you the truth, right? Like, we showed you how people feel about property taxes. And then you just stabbed everybody in the back. These people took off work. They showed up to the rally. They held up the signs. They did all this stuff. And then you just turn and you ran. And then Lieutenant Governor, who's supposed to be the guy that's supposed to stand up boldly and call this guy out, just, he didn't have the stomach. I don't know. He didn't have the stomach for it. He's compromised, whatever the deal is. And it's just like,
Dandy Lundy is in the chat reminding us that your story is about 75 or 80% of most libertarians who give up on the party on the old party and get burned out. And
They're
then
trying to lure you,
eventually
Rob.
you just
Come to the
withdraw
dark
from all
side.
of it, and you go, this
Come
sucks.
to the yellow side.
I think
Rob's danced with the yellow team a few times. He's on the edges and in good terms with those folks as well.
I wish the libertarians were better. I mean, I know you do too. I mean, I think about, like, Don in 2020 was an A+ candidate by libertarian standards. I think Jeff Moore was an A+ candidate by libertarian standards.
It's when you're trying to run a political party and everybody else has a real job.
Yeah.
Right. When you're trying to run a political party, and your citizens, you don't have elected officials. You're not selling something that's going to bring donors in.
Yeah.
Right. You're getting $20, $100, $50. You're getting little micro funds at a small level. You don't have the massive churn that you would. You don't have hundreds of thousands of dollars going into a state representative
Why can't
race.
you guys get some really rich, eccentric person to run, though? Like somebody with just infinite money. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody who isn't even, maybe at their core, they're not even libertarian, but they're
So,
like, hey, it's ballot access.
Trey Hollingsworth, but like cool.
Yes,
and
Trey Hollingsworth, a libertarian, right?
Yeah.
Like, why?
Because you would have to have the right person
Tennessee
that actually was
Trey.
in it for the right reason. Otherwise, you'd be Congressman Shreve and just buy a seat.
Yeah.
Why do
Hey,
you need to be a libertarian?
Let me say this out loud.
I listen.
Representative
Such a
Shreve,
subject.
I think has done a hell of a job.
As
Oh,
long
no.
as long
It
as
was
you
going
go,
well until now.
As long
Oh,
as you go
come
to a
on.
Republican fundraiser or into a safe place, you'll meet Representative Shreve.
That bro is so
or former
accessible.
Representative
I'll
Re-
fight for Jeff.
Greg Pence.
Pence. I haven't met.
I'm going to fist fight you right
for
now,
this area
Jared.
since Messer. Because I don't show up at a Republican club meeting, which, by the way, are always on Thursday nights. It's
Invite
like they
him
don't
here.
want me to come.
Invite him here. I will invite him here.
All right, let's
All
do
right.
it.
I can't
Phoniness
guarantee
of
he'll
a
show up.
Shreve kind of bother you though. Like
The what?
I would love to have a conversation with him.
he's running for mayor. He flat out says, "This is the only office I want. I never want to run for anything again." He then adopts this ridiculous gun control thing that they essentially admit they're only doing for political purposes. Then the very next election, oh, now I want to be a congressman, and my previous espoused views on guns, I'm the polar opposite. It's not like it's a 20-year arc. It's like a 2-month arc. Doesn't that bother you?
I will acknowledge my complete ignorance about that flip. So I can't speak to that. But what I know is I think Jefferson Shreve is one of the smartest members of Congress. That dude is freaking intelligent.
Doesn't the insider trading
smart.
stuff bother you? Like he made a
I
gajillion
mean,
dollars.
yeah,
Like,
it bothers me for everyone in Congress. Everyone in Congress who gets richer. I mean, I'm only mad that I did not put more money into the Nancy Pelosi tracker years ago because I would be a trillionaire, obviously, just like Nancy. And I really resent, you've heard me say this before, Jer, I have 2 sisters. We grew up in the cornfield 15 minutes south of here. One lives in Queens, New York. AOC is her rep. The other one lives in San Francisco. Nancy Pelosi.
Wow.
What the hell happened to my family?
You
Just saying. I
you
stayed home.
have the guy who sold a storage business for $500 million.
Yeah, I'm here for that. And that dude is a freaking intellectual. I'm sorry. I'm here for Jefferson. I'm here for
looking forward to my first conversation with the man.
Okay. All right. Well, all right. I'll work on setting it up. I can make no promises. I'm probably way over delivering, but let's go.
don't you find him void of any like humanism whatsoever? Like he's almost like a Mr. Burns type character.
No.
But
He's
not as old.
evil. He's not evil. He's smart. And I think he's just a little held back. But if you get in a conversation with him, he's a lot of fun. His wife is outstanding. I think they're real people. I just think he's...
There's John Phillips of Andy Moore. I'm sorry, not Andy Moore.
Honda.
Of
Great Lakes
Honda.
He was.
I don't. I would say let's get Jefferson in
he's
here.
in the chat and says he's going to send the invite as well. He's a high level Republican here in the county. Now.
Sure. Yeah. No. Yes, he is. He's president of our Republican club.
Yeah.
I think Jefferson is. I'm
he's
behind
under 50,
him.
so he's one of the younger Republicans.
Well, as he and I both are. No, but really, like I think Jefferson is really, really smart. And I think he's looking to make his impact where he can.
Well, it's funny because Rob
he's not a
says he
freaking
doesn't want two
flamethrower.
more Jefferson Shreves. That's the whole problem with redistricting is you don't need 2 more of those.
He's smart. Don't we want smart people in Congress or do we want idiot flamethrowers?
Look, I just don't want a guy who's going to like tell me this is the job I want. Like when he's running for mayor, and I get that we're closer to this because obviously we're based in Indy.
Sure.
When you come out and you tell me something, like it's like if you ask me a question, I give you an answer. And these politicians, they only give the answer they think people want to hear.
Right.
And it really feels with Shreve like he used the mayor's race. And it wouldn't have made any difference. Indianapolis is toast. It's cooked, right?
Right.
It wouldn't matter who the nominee was. You're not going to win the mayor's race.
Joe Hawks is drinking a margarita somewhere.
I ain't running for nothing.
You feel like he
Hey,
just
as a
ran.
Rush County person, we kind of okay over there.
You know, I just
Rushville Joe.
when somebody asks you, hey, do you want a political career? And you tell me, no, I want to be the mayor of this city. Like, this is my focus. And then you immediately turn around and you're like, oh, Greg, he's not running again. I guess there's an office to be kind of bought. Right?
I get that.
That just really, how do I trust you?
I mean, I get that. That is completely logical. And then I think Greg Pence is like, I'm out of here. I'm done with this. I want to go hang out with my family, which is a conversation he and I had personally. Like when he spoke to all the leadership of the 6th district way back and was like, I'm out. Like, I'm done with this.
Does he still have the antique
him.
mall? Does he still run the antique mall? His family had like a massive antique mall.
I can't speak to that, but Greg and I
never
had
met
good
the man.
conversations.
Never
But-
said
Why you
that.
look so happy?
but like Jefferson, you know, we had a primary. Jefferson obviously had the money to win. It is what it is. I'm glad he's there. I think the dude is here to show up. I think the dude cares a lot. So I am putting my name out there.
It-
I'm saying let's
I
go
will,
Jefferson.
I will take the blame because I went to extreme lengths when we had an open seat, and Congressman Messer lost the primary to Senator Young and Senator Braun. Messer gave up his congressional seat. To
That's
run
right,
against
Messer.
Braun.
I was thinking
Yeah.
Mesmer.
Yeah.
I was
Yes,
like,
Messer.
Yeah,
how
Luke
did he get
Messer.
involved
Yeah.
in this?
So
Right.
Messer.
They're
Luke.
very
when,
close
when we
names.
had
They're
an
very
open
close.
seat, it was very early in the show's history, and we had every single person running for that open congressional seat on the
That's
show,
pretty awesome.
except for Greg Pence. His people would
Yeah.
dodge me left and right.
Submarine.
And then we kind of got a similar experience from the Shreve folks this last time.
Yeah.
We had a lot of other people on, but couldn't get Shreve.
So the point in all of this is like,
If you got enough money, you can hide from the media and not actually. answer
Yeah,
questions.
well,
that's the
that's-
frustration that we have.
so to bring all this full
Right.
circle,
That's fair.
you're looking at a guy with Braun who, I mean, look, he raised taxes by $1 billion. You know, he goes on and he talks about cutting government, and then his end result when the state can't, quote unquote, pay its bills is we're going to raise taxes by $1 billion. They cut these deals. They act like, oh, we don't know what we're going to do. You've got a guy who screwed everybody on property taxes. The energy policy in the state is a complete disaster. I mean, that SMR bill where they're basically going to force ratepayers to pay for utilities to do Dr. Frankenstein, whether it works or not. I mean, that's awful. And now this redistricting thing, and it's just like, why don't you care about us? The IEDC, the audit of the IEDC, where even though he admits it's going to an inspector general whose job is to make criminal referrals, Braun comes out and goes, "Oh, there's no criminal misbehavior." Well, that's not even your job to declare that, dude.
It's all fine.
You've already tainted the investigation.
So you got a very divided Republican Party going into 2026. Top of the ticket this year is going to be Secretary of State's race. So theoretically, you've got the third generation of Bi running.
Good Lord.
Against
I'm
Diego.
so sick of his damn Indiana shirts.
And-
Oh, hey, bro. You've got so many
All right,
Indiana.
Betsy.
You've got so many Pacer
All
shirts.
right.
You're such a Hoosier. Name
All right.
name a city in Indiana that's not Indianapolis, you absolute jabroni.
He's from here.
Is he? Was he?
Bloomington.
He was born here and he was raised in Virginia. Give me a
guy-
freaking
The
break.
guy lived. He went to the Army or the Marines or whatever.
He was a Marine, and God
of
bless
course,
him
well,
for it. I
that's what-
respect
that's
it.
what
I
we like
respect
in our
daughter of a
senators.
Marine.
Harvard.
Respect it. But that guy's a freaking
Oh,
joke.
wow.
Here's this quote. I just think I can help people. I have no experience whatsoever. I just think I can help people.
So you're going to have
Thanks,
Morales versus Bi versus Lori Schilling.
Oh,
Who will be joining
I-
us in December,
I'm just pretty sure the Republicans may have somebody else.
and that'll be a fun convention to cover for Rob
We'll see.
next year.
Okay,
We'll see.
so if you had to choose between Morales and Bi,
We get ranked choice voting.
yeah,
Give me ranked choice voting. Don't make me go binary.
all right, who would you choose, Betsy? If you had to choose between Morales and Bi, let's pretend that is your ballot option. I mean, I get you got a libertarian you can vote for too.
You can-
I'm just saying, just
You can vote for all three on your list and not piss
What
off
were
half
the three?
audience. Shillings, Morales, Bi.
I'm gonna cop out and throw
Nope.
vomit so mysteriously that I am taken away in an ambulance.
So you're going to undervote. You're going to be like the 1/3 of Hoosiers who don't vote.
So this is the
Um,
thing about the Secretary of State's race, right? Diego Morales is arguably the worst person, at least certainly in a modern era, to hold statewide public office.
Okay, so yeah, let's be real. Let's call a spade a spade. Yeah, I've been extraordinarily disappointed with Diego. I think Holly Sullivan should have won. I was behind her. I hope Diego might find it in himself, but I think Diego's best talent is attending Lincoln Day dinners and handing out the plates at the beginning. We all know it's true.
I've never
That's Diego's
consumed a hot
talent.
dog on the
And I like him
courthouse
as a
steps with
person,
Diego.
but like, who's paying
But
for
he does-
all
shows up every year at
this?
your big hot dog rally.
I don't care.
I mean, if Bi wins, although the Democrats may screw it up,
He
and
won't win. He
nominate
can't
this,
win.
Nominate this other woman. But if the Democrats were to win that seat,
They can't.
If the Democrats ever hope to hold statewide office in the next 10
This
to
is it.
15 years, this is their opportunity.
this is it, right?
This
the
is-
guy's going to have a gajillion dollars. He looks straight out of Central Casting.
Yes.
Now he's got a long way to go because hey, it's Bo.
He's not smart.
the
You
Hey It's
hear
Bo
him
videos are
speak.
not
He's
great.
not eloquent. He's not smart.
That's not a requirement.
I don't care. He graduated from
government. That's not a requirement.
That's true. I just think he's full of crap. I
Of
just
course
think
he is. He's a politician.
Well, yes. Okay.
Betsy, you're a Republican on the state central committee. You're probably
No,
not
I know.
in his
I'm not in the
wheelhouse.
States. I'm nobody. But I mean, he's just so obviously more full of crap that it's so obvious. I'm gonna bank on.
I mean, wouldn't it be fun?
Zach's mom downloaded Bumble over the man. Okay, like
Yeah,
she
she
is
was-
in.
Yeah.
Wait,
Because he
what?
showed.
I know.
I'll tell you what.
Look.
He's already
I
showed up to
I
Henry
know
County.
there's a lot of moderates who
There
are
are
looking
some-
for hope
there are
right
some
now.
boomers crushing. Over
Wait,
I
Ken,
know
go on.
that.
What?
He's got that windswept hair. Oh,
No,
hey.
no, he was.
I
no,
just think I
there
could
was-
do something
his
better.
mom went to the Jefferson Jackson's thing.
Yeah.
and swooned over him.
Well, he was, yeah. She says he's a handsome guy, and she was very nice, and he thought she was very well spoken. I mean, I hate saying I could agree with
He's
everything
a
you're
Marine.
saying.
He's
but-
got the windswept hair.
but
He's so handsome. He's
you
so
could-
well spoken.
You have to say all that stuff in the vacuum that he's conceivably running against Diego Morales, who is an absolute dumpster fire at every level. He spent money. He property taxes, let's cut. Oh, by the way, these two guys just bought $90,000 SUVs. Diego disappears all the time. He's got half his family on the payroll.
I
I
understand.
think he gave out bonuses, but said, by the way, you have to contribute your bonuses, part of them back to me, to my campaign fund. Like
He's fraught with problems.
he's fraught with problems, and who's now
but
spanned-
he's a Republican,
but he's
so
spanned-
I know what's gonna
two
happen.
different
I have a soul.
two different governors' administrations, and neither one of them have the balls to do anything about him. They've just let him, and that's who they send out for their little protest. I was like, this protest about redistricting was a mess. Me looking like, oh, they sent Micah and Diego down there. Like both these, they sent Timu, Seth MacFarlane, and this true. It's what it looks like, and then
It's so true.
it is. And then Diego, who's like probably staying on his tiptoes to like be as tall as anybody else, but
Rob.
who can't go like 3 months without stepping in it.
All right, gonna throw something out there, Rob.
Yes.
If I could provide you a candidate, Republican, solid, respectable.
Jefferson
Sec-
Shreve.
It's not Jeff. It's not Jeff. It's
They're on first name basis, not Jeff.
No,
Are you running for
I'm-
Secretary of State, Betsy.
hell no, but no. I'm not gonna win any statewide election. My haircut's too short. We know that. I mean, it's just not my time to shine. We know that. Like I
When I
mean,
first met Betsy, it took me like 5 minutes to realize she was a Republican.
yeah, I'm. Yeah.
So you're running as a Democrat?
Yeah,
no, asshole.
You
I'm running as a
absolute,
Republican.
you absolute bigot! You assumed on my haircut my political ideology. How dare you, sir?
I was just sort of going, not that there's anything wrong with that.
yeah. Well, anyway, we're on the same team,
She's a
brother.
log cabin, the opposite of a log cabin
Yeah.
Republican, whatever that is.
Well, no, I mean,
There's
I'm just here to vibe, but I also give it. I care a lot.
Yeah.
I care a lot about this state. I care
We
a
need
lot
more
about
people
this
to do that.
community. Yeah. So I'm here for that. If there were a viable, strong Republican, not a maniac, going up for Secretary of State, do we think at the next? I mean, we're coming up next year. Do we think that they can fight Diego?
Are you talking about Shelton?
No.
Is there somebody else? It's not Jamie Rittenhour.
No.
Is it?
No.
Yeah, look,
you can't have 4 candidates go into that convention, or Diego's going to win for sure.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
Rittenhour's not going to be able to raise the money.
But
to-
isn't
for the
like
filing
everybody?
fee, probably,
I mean, but I think the people who voted for Diego, who's like, "Yay, diversity! Yay, all these things," are now like, "Ah, geez, Louise!" Like he didn't live up to what we hoped.
wasn't it fascinating? And you were a Holly Sullivan supporter, right?
I was absolutely yes.
And I told people, I said, look, I can't stand Holcomb. And she got stained with the Holcomb.
yeah,
whatever.
I think he's badass.
But I said,
we
look,
disagree there.
You have no concept. You have no concept of how ridiculous this guy you're about to vote for is. And I don't care how much you hate Holcomb. You cannot put this guy in charge of everything from businesses to elections.
I want that dossier so bad. There's a dossier, and I want it.
Who's got it? We'll read it on the air.
I'll have to get back to you on that.
I just think it's going to be very hard with these delegates to convince them that, hey, you made an egregious mistake. Like, I just think that's going to be very, Are those all for you or?
No.
These are samples.
We got
Bones
this
is,
one. We
Bones
got
is
it.
getting us out of the business portion of the show into the
Oh
fun
Lord,
portion.
we just
Anyway,
got a drink now, man.
I just think it's gonna be fascinating if it's Bai against Morales because he's the one guy who can probably win. But if the Democrats can't win with him,
Yeah.
Oh, there's nobody. Yeah. I mean, you're right. Central casting. He checks all the boxes.
They're
I think
tall.
he's actually probably a really good guy. Like he seems like a good guy from a good family.
Brian Nichols.
I just resent that he has not lived here ever. He doesn't know crap about Indiana. He keeps wearing all those Pacers shit.
yeah, this is ridiculous, right?
It just
Brian
it's
Nichols,
so
our
obvious.
sweet mate over here. He's not from here originally. He's lived in Indiana for 4 years. Still learning our culture, and he sees this guy, and he's like, "Who the hell is this Justin Trudeau looking dude?" That's who he got out of it.
About
Bai.
oh
Yeah.
my gosh,
Yeah.
Justin Trudeau, who's dating Carrie Perry, which is very strange for everyone.
You and I are different parts of Instagram. I don't know.
It
all
was weird to me too.
Well, we're going to start to move on from the statewide stuff. Have a few more issues to get into, but Mr. Bones, you brought 2 store picks from your sponsor over at Bobolink.
Correct.
So these are going to be some things to try.
Yes.
You've got the Jefferson's Ocean Aged at Sea bourbon.
Correct.
This is only available at
Bobolink.
Bobolink, so it's their weeded store pick. And the trick of these guys is that they take a barrel of bourbon, throw it on a ship, and then it rides around out there and ages in the Caribbean or whatever.
Correct.
Assuming it doesn't get shot by the
Yes.
the U.S. government.
This was actually the Caribbean.
And so the rocking of
this
the
thing survived Venezuela,
so the rocking of the Caribbean makes it superior.
or just
It makes
the
it
rocking of the
different.
boat. Yes, it just they think it ages. It gets into the wood.
It's
all
sloshing.
That's very
yeah.
fancy language for nothing. Great.
But it doesn't get the heat and the cold of Kentucky or Indiana.
correct. But
It's
it gets
just warm all the time.
Yeah, but this is a 90 proof weeder from Jefferson's and available at Bobolink.
All right.
Well, thank you for hooking us up.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
This is I'm a lower proof guy, so this
This is going to hit you right square in the eyes.
I've historically not liked Jefferson's ocean aged stuff, but I also know that they're all very different from each other.
Oh,
They
I put
are.
hair on my chest. I don't like that.
Wait till the next one.
Oh no.
Well,
this is not bad.
All right. I'm looking at show notes. Are
this
we
is-
not going
this
to
is
talk
good.
about redistricting?
we kind of did.
They lost.
We
They-
did.
They had a rally of 12 people.
Right. Okay.
Bones, Bones, you're an expert at this. You've sat through all of these things. I want you lead that segment real quick while I can decide if I like this bourbon. It's a great deal. How much is it?
I just want to talk
80
about Jean
bucks, 80
Leising for
bucks.
12 seconds.
That's how many people were in the room.
Exactly.
Oh, you're talking about seconds, not people,
Yes.
for the redistricting.
I just want to say Jean Leising, and I texted her about this, but she put out a statement I thought was brilliant. I think you did too,
She's
because
our
I saw you
senator,
like it.
Former senator.
She was our state senator for a long time. Then we redistricted. We got
She's
Jeff
still
Bratz
mine.
out of Richmond. Jeff, good people. No complaints. Jean Leising drove 2 hours to every event in Henry County. She and her husband, he lost his life a few years ago. Rest in peace. She worked her tail off for us, and she was when I was
very
leadership.
dedicated as our state senator.
Gave her phone
And-
number to everybody. Like I have massive respect for her. That she voted every way I ever wanted to know. I just think she did the job, and she's an older lady
She's
too.
one of the stubborn folks in the Senate that have said no to
Yeah.
President Trump and to Governor
She's
Braun.
and so I've got her statement in front of me. Mid-cycle redistricting is a purely political effort by outside groups who don't have Indiana's best interests at heart to gain more Republican congressional seats. We have had no change in population over the past 5 years to justify creating new maps. Republican representatives already hold 7 of the 9 congressional seats in Indiana. And so essentially she's saying we've got bad actors in other parts of the country. Why are we being punished in Indiana? All this pressure. And I was at a party a couple weeks ago down at the Columbia Club. I won't say what the party was. I was with a lot of legislatures. I mean, it's a Columbia Club. So which party was it?
Sworn to secrecy.
Pick a day. But I'm talking to multiple of them. They're getting beat. They're crap beat out of them by J.D. Vance and Trump. They're getting calls by both of them. You need to vote. You need to vote. You need to vote. And they're like, my constituents don't want this.
Jean Leising and Rob
We already
Gray
wanted
and
to vote.
the stubborn senators that don't have to run again in the Trump Vance era have the luxury of not having to give a damn. And they're going to be there long after Braun, long after this is a flash in the pan. Jean Leising's been a senator on and off since I was a child.
Seven.
Since the 80s.
Only 7.5% of my constituents have contacted me at the State House to support the effort. I mean, that's the truth. We already think we did it okay 4 years ago, 5 years ago, whatever it was. It's only pressure because of the Democratic states that were even forced to contemplate this. This is stupid.
I
It's
think
stupid.
Texas started it. California matched up.
Yeah. Why are our people being pressured by the bad actors of other states? I say go after them, not after ours.
There was a great article in the Star today about Rod Bray.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Kayla Dwyer went to Martinsville basically to interview people about him and how basically beloved he is in Martinsville. And you realize, and she's talking to these people and they go, well, I voted for Trump, but it's not some undying loyalty thing. And that name, his father was, or grandfather was a congressman. His dad was a big shot. And it's like, well, we know him. Like we see him in the barber shop. And that's what these DC Drano guys and all the rest of these internet influencers don't realize. It's like, guy's invincible in Martinsville. No one's going to beat him.
A lot of these folks, especially the senators that only have to run every 4 years, that have been there for so long, they've got name ID.
Sure.
Good luck.
Yeah.
And in my view, there's no staying power. This is a story that they're going to forget about in 3 months. When they lose this election, they're going to pack it up, move on. Nobody cares. And 3 years from now, Bray's going to win. Going away, no problem. That you're not gonna find people. The only folks that you see filing right now are the folks that think it's an opportunistic. Hey, here's my chance. Right now. There's Mike Thompson up in Hartford City or Huntington just announced that he's running against Indy Zay. Maybe
we had Spencer Deary on our show. Friday because he got was one of the senators who got swatted, and he's got a challenger. And
that's
it's
so terrible. I mean, I did you see the dual statement from the so Lana Kiesling, head of the state party Republicans, and I forget her name, Karen Tallien.
They woke her up to
Democrats.
do the statement. It was nice of them to wake her up.
I don't know how often we do dual statements, between the parties, but
sign up.
she was napping because she carried the weed bill for many, many years until Lucas got into the state house, and then they could team up together.
Yeah. And isn't that why weed doesn't pass? Because Lucas is the face of weed.
Probably, but
Never Boss Hog alum.
No, but really, like, I mean, the swatting is horrible. Like that's a good way for somebody to die.
We covered it last week. We agree. It's multiplying.
Right.
We were at 3, now we're up to 6.
Well,
it's horrible.
Somebody finally threatened the governor, so he finally said something.
Now
he waited until he got threatened before he said it.
Automatic felony.
I triggered
disgusting.
the lieutenant governor myself this week because his team finally put something out, and I said, after 2 days, you guys finally give a damn. Don't ask, whatever. I said something effective. This is why I don't look to the government for help in an emergency. He personally commented back on that one.
Well, he can't help himself.
Your old friend, Jamie Knoll.
What?
What? I've talked to the guy one time.
This is a story that Rob chased for a long time.
Can I tell you about my Jamie Knoll meeting real quick?
I'd love to.
Yeah.
He's a Henry County citizen now. This is where the story.
That's
is.
right.
No.
He's getting a free stay at the.
He's a resident of
Who's out to the cot?
Are you joking?
He's sitting 3 miles north of you right now.
Donde? Where?
In the
At
prison.
the Henry County prison.
Oh, Jamie Knowles in our prison.
Yes.
What?
he's got
My name's on that prison. Wow.
No, not the county one.
Oh no,
The more expensive
sorry.
one,
Yeah,
the
across the
profit
street.
one
Okay,
across the
right.
street.
Yeah, sorry. Okay,
He moved over to Van
but
Nuys.
across the street. Wow.
The for-profit one. Very
Yes,
good.
yeah. Sorry.
So-
Geo, yeah.
When Dwayne got appointed to state auditor, they brought me in to basically chaperone him around, and even though I did that to the best of my ability, he got a good 3 months out of it. We met with him at a McDonald's down in Jeffersonville. And you know how I think this was even before he was the sheriff. I think he was trying to ascend to sheriff. This has been 2013. And you meet somebody and you're like, what's wrong with that guy? Right? Like you can't pin it down. But like a guy who, there is something very off about this guy. And that was my feeling on him the entire time he was on that
Your
TV
radar went
show.
off.
Oh yeah, it was just like there's something very
TV
off
show?
about this guy. Yeah,
I'm
60
sorry.
days in, 60. Yeah, nothing.
No.
Oh, this was.
I'm
you
sorry.
seen it?
I'm sorry.
No,
What?
I haven't. But I also am not on Hippo Talk, so I don't know. Check Patreon.
I am also not a hippo talk.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Hippo talk.
I'm out on
This
that
is
one.
why he became famous.
Yeah. Okay. Tell us.
A&E had a TV show called 60 Days In where they took legitimate citizens and they put them in the jail down in Clark County. And their job, they had hidden cameras, and their job was basically to report back to the sheriffs about what was going on
In their
sheriff's
Oh,
deputies about what was
wow.
going on in the jail.
Right.
Secret shoppers.
And
within the
there
jail.
was like
Undercover
6 seasons.
boss.
Yeah.
For shoppers
But
with
it's not-
jail.
It
Yeah.
was undercover boss, then the sheriff would be the one that's
Weird.
going
Yeah.
in. But
And
He-
he was a future sheriff. This is what got him his platform.
He
and
was
went
the
on-
sheriff. Yeah, he was the sheriff at this point, and so he was all over the show, and it was his jail, obviously, or the jail he was overseeing, and that's how he became famous.
Wow. I totally ignored that.
60
Wow.
days in,
Yeah, that
Wow.
explains where he got all his money.
So none of us knew that, right? Like we're all
I
dummies.
was unaware of that.
Amazing. I did not
I'm not
know.
the A&E watcher in our household.
I
If
don't.
it was on Bravo, my wife would have told me about it.
I'm just on Apple and HBO Max.
So we've been following the story. There was a big auction. They sold a bunch of his stuff, trying to pay for his estate because he stole millions of dollars from the folks in Clark County, Indiana.
such a jerk.
They've sold like 4 of his houses, and he had
Four of his
he had a
freaking
turned out to be a $1.3 million car auction. 40 some cars.
They had to
were
flay
sold.
him alive.
And he had 2 Superbirds. This is Mopar City here in Newcastle.
yeah,
So I don't know if our neighbor across the street over here, if he bought one of them or not.
oh yeah.
But-
What
no.
county
No.
was he?
He was Clark County.
So one of the like Henry County poor.
No, they're
Oh.
river money.
Yeah.
River
Well,
money.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
they're
Mentioned probably casino
Clarksville.
money.
The other side of Louisville.
I don't think
right.
they quite-
I
They-
know.
They were on live. Was it Live PD? I think they were on for a while.
So that's New Albany. That's Sellersburg.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's lines right there.
Yeah. I know.
But yeah, it's the metro area that's growing significantly. But then it goes up to like Dean Lake or Hardy Lake, and
Sure. Okay.
and
my
he
bad.
was Holcomb's best buddy.
they were tight.
What?
I can't
Oh,
believe you didn't meet him at your.
Republican
I
parties.
thought you were like some Republican power broker. How do you not know this?
I'm nobody, man.
Holcomb was like checking on his kid at college and posting photos, and yeah, him and Holcomb are
Probably checking in on here in Newcastle. So anyway, he had this Superbird
I don't
sold
know.
for $175,000. This is the Dodge, like the Richard Petty NASCAR
wow.
with the wing on the back, the special edition. Only a few hundred of them exist. He had 2
Yeah.
of them.
They used to be $1 million. He didn't have a real great investment strategy on his cars. But yeah, I hadn't heard too much about this, and Jeremiah was like, "Hey, you should check this out." And I looked at the car. I was like, if I was going to commit a financial crime such as that, wouldn't you wait to spend it until you were like kind of disappeared from where you were at?
Would you not put it in like the Bermuda? Like, would you not
Apparently
Bitcoin
he
it?
was
Would you
holding
not
political
just buy
fund-
physical objects that are so obvious?
Apparently, he was hosting political fundraisers in the barn with the cars.
When Mike Sodrell tried to become a congressman again, he was using that place as his residence. He was very connected in the political world. And now he lives here in Henry
Houses
Township.
and 40 cars.
Wow.
Mr. Bones, you brought us another bourbon.
I did. The Jefferson was good, by the way.
I liked
didn't
it.
mind it.
I would make a cocktail with that. It's
Yep.
compared to the other one that I've had. That I love that one compared to the first time I had Jefferson's. I've stayed away from them because I didn't like the first one, but I also know that they're all very different.
Yes.
So that's a good bottle.
So that was a 90 proofer. This one's going to be the 1792 full proof, and this thing's going to come in about 126.
Yeah.
No open flames.
No open flames. Don't smoke a cigarette right now.
Not a flaming Moe's kind of.
I'm going to hold off on that because I got to drive home. So you can have mine.
Okay. This thing's going to be rich and full of a lot of flavor.
And this is made by
Sazerac, basically.
It's
Who makes
126.
Buffalo Trace.
Is that gasoline?
Oh, it's got so much more flavor. Rob, you need to just let it
Just try it a little
just
bit.
taste it and spit it out, Rob.
No, I'm not going down on a DUI. I'm going to do something legit.
Don't do it, Rob. It's gasoline, I promise.
Lori Schilling
Wow.
says
126.
Lori Schilling wants to know if she needs to bring bourbon on her episode. Yes, you do, because
Holy
Bones won't be
smokes.
here next month, so you're going to have to bring the bourbon for us.
I can also bring.
That's got a lot
That
of
is
good.
I wish I could
flavor.
get that
Really
like a
good.
to-go cup
That
or
is
something.
real.
When
That
I
is
get
really- absolutely. This is
We
absolutely
can talk about that off air.
This is good.
Let's not
This is
implicate
good.
Rob on his way home, man. Come on, Bones. Do you know a law?
Specifically, what's he driving?
Oh,
so they
jeez
can, the plate
Louise.
number, the description of the vehicle. Wouldn't be the first time the cops have been waiting in the parking lot after a show here.
Rob, we'll work it out, man. We'll work it out.
No. I've always said you're gonna have to earn it if you're gonna take me down.
Anyways, this is good. Both are available at Bob Link. $17.92 is probably going to go pretty quick. So if you want it, I would get down.
That's a really good bottle. What's the cost of this, sir?
$55.
Okay.
That is a killer bottle.
That's a good price.
That's got like the extra
price.
flavor, the double oak.
Yes.
126
and the Jefferson?
basically.
What was the Jefferson?
You can add an ice cube.
Yeah.
Add an ice cube and it'll fix it.
That's what I'm saying. But you did not.
No, but I'm an expert.
Bones. Jefferson, what was that?
Jefferson's was 90.
Oh.
Yeah. So just your regular shelf Jim Beam.
I also got. He knows that I don't need much. So I've got a tablespoon.
I thought
over
the
here.
Jefferson was really good.
Good viscosity. That is a really good bourbon.
Yeah.
Like I like that a lot. That's excellent. Thanksgiving preparations. You guys all ready?
Yeah, I don't have to cook anything.
You're set.
Yeah,
You're just mailing
I'm
it
set.
in.
I just bring the wine. She's cooking.
You don't bring bourbon?
Uncle's got plenty of bourbon. I might bring a bottle.
God, you're so lucky. You men, you're just lucking at Thanksgiving. You just have your
Hold up,
ladies.
I'm not saying I want
you
to cook.
freaking dudes.
If someone in the family wanted me to
Rob,
cook
just to be
something,
clear, I
I'd bring it.
don't duck on dudes normally, but I'm just gonna do that right now.
Well, you
I-
know,
I
he thinks
don't.
Jefferson's a smart guy.
All
so
my
what
favorite
do we
people are
listen to?
dudes, except for Krista. So
These guys were slaveholders, man. I can't believe they're still selling bourbon.
Jefferson,
The Jeffersons, yeah.
Thomas Jefferson, the greatest American patriot of all time. Are you
Oh.
kidding me?
You haven't heard that joke about, yeah.
I don't think it's a joke.
No, it's not. a
No,
joke.
he really did it.
Yeah.
I think,
That's a
yeah.
Bob and Tom bit for years and years about.
I've been to Mount Vernon.
He
I've
loved
been to
those
so many of the, I've
okay.
been to so many of those places that were
He-
plantations.
He really loved his slaves. Some of them very, very much.
I understand that. I do. I understand. I know the name Sally Hemings. It is uncomfortable for me. Also, my mom's name's Sally. It's weird. Okay.
Pick on topic, please.
Betsy, tell me what your Thanksgiving is going to look like. Big tradition, thing you're excited about?
So this year, my sisters are both out of town. My sister Mandy from New York's going to be here like most of December. I'm really, really excited for that. And I'm going to talk about her in final thoughts. But Wednesday, I'm going to Shenandoah Elementary School, and I'm going to help cook up like hundreds of meals for the community. It's going to the guest house, to our local law enforcement, everything. It's called the Middletown Compassionate Effort. God, I forget the name.
Just
It
one of those
changes.
things you show up at as a politician.
No, it's
We're
not.
cooking meals.
I'm gonna. It's not. Jeez Louise. No, but like
Listen, I know how it goes. 90% of them are men, and they're going to be standing there doing nothing. They expect you to do all the work. So I get it. You can't know the name of the thing.
No.
I fully understand.
So no. Credit to Chris Harder, who is the owner of the Belgian Horse Winery, our winery in Henry County, which we're very, very proud of, which is an outstanding product and just great events, great things. So he was my classmate when I grew up with him. I did not love him. As adults, I adore him, and we know that. Like I would text him right now. No, we're like
Mary Hobbs says
buds.
initiative is the word you're searching for. Compassionate initiative.
Yeah, Mary Hobbs, my girl. Chris Harder's my guy. Anyway, so we're gonna feed folks on Thanksgiving. So that's my Wednesday goal. My favorite dish. Mom. So me and Mom Krista like our Thanksgiving before we go to the big one with the in-laws. We're gonna make a freaking chicken because chicken tastes better. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Turkey on Thanksgiving.
I will on this is Wednesday night.
Okay, all right.
So my intimate family dinner with me and Mom Krista is
How
going to be
How many
chicken
Thanksgiving meals are you expected to participate in?
too.
That's fair. That's not bad.
Yeah, Wednesday night, Thursday. I'll tell you why. Final thoughts. But like chicken,
Rob, you didn't have to do anything today. You're on vacation this week.
peas,
Yeah,
mashed
yeah.
potatoes, gravy, noodles.
This is going to get great. Hand her that
Noodles.
gas. Let's see how where it goes from here.
Noodles. My mom makes noodles. Anyway, all right, pass it along. Throw it back. It's not
Perfect.
that. It's not that.
I'll take the
interesting.
baton back.
Yeah, throw it back.
All right. How many Thanksgivings are you expected to go to, Rob?
My wife's grandmother is one of these people. She's in her mid 80s, but she looks and acts like she's 60. So
Nice.
this is her Super Bowl. Thanksgiving is her big day. You try to help. She yells at you like, get out of the kitchen. This is my thing. So we'll go there. And then the next day with my folks, because my dad is my neighbor and my mom lives right around the corner, we'll do one here. So we got two, and I don't really have to do anything. So it's great.
That's ezy. You get to
I just
show up.
watched the baby time. So
A bunch of family, extended family showing up at this thing that all wants to talk to you about politics, or is it just like people you see all the time?
at my wife's grandmother's event, yes. At my thing with my parents, they know me. They don't like me. So it's fine.
Yeah.
Do you understand your privilege not having to make a dish that matters?
I watch a 2.5-year-old, so I have no privilege. It's trench warfare.
I actually agree, but I'm trying to shame you as a woman.
My job
but-
is to watch the kid.
Yeah.
This is
Good
the one
deal.
holiday that my wife's family gets. So we go to Georgia every year.
Oh,
it's like
really?
The 50 years.
Yeah.
So we'll leave Wednesday, come home Sunday, and I show up and just try to,
You leave your folks at home?
I abandoned my mom. I did have a new strategy this year, Rob. I asked my mom 3 times if she wanted to go with me to Georgia for
yeah.
Thanksgiving, and then she's like, "No, I can't."
So does your brother go over
Aw.
and he's the favorite?
So my
and-
brother and sister and my a cousin will all go over there with
Yeah.
the extended families, and they'll have a huge family Thanksgiving, make a bunch of big decisions without me, and then I'll get a text about it later and be told how Christmas is going to go down.
Yeah.
That's the way it'll work, which is fine. It's like the 5th or 6th.
By the
year
way,
we've
is
done
that your old man? The decal there? It looks exactly on the computer there.
No, that's
It looks the top right looks
that
exactly
Kurt
like your old
Vonnegut?
man.
That's Jerry Garcia.
No, it is not. There's these you can't see, but there's these
they're on
decals.
Zach's, so those are all Dakotas. I have literally no idea. What
Does that guy on the top
storyline
right not look exactly like your old man?
It looks very similar.
It
The
could be-
mustache.
Yeah.
He's had a lot of different mustaches over the years. You're off. You're off.
Don't mind
Mike,
the
Betsy.
don't mind the camera right now.
My favorite thing. My favorite thing is that the cameras are on delay, like it's like 15. So I'm like, I can't wait to see how this comes out.
Betsy,
And
don't
then-
rotate the wrong way. There's going to be a lot on TV.
I'm just calling on my notes.
Got it.
Yep, there it is.
Got it.
I mean, that looks just like your dad. That's crazy.
It could be. Apparently, my dad was a philosopher. I did not know that. And then the other guy
With
looks like
sunglasses.
Bob Ross. We'll take a picture of that. Zach, take a picture of that. Drop it into Patreon for folks. Is it socially acceptable to bail on a holiday? This is the question I had as I was doing the notes today. Is there a holiday, maybe Thanksgiving, maybe Christmas, the Christmas to New Year's, a time where you're like, yep, family, I'm gonna skip out on this year. We're going to the beach. It's all these extra days off. How dead would you be in your household if you're like,
man.
if you do the Christmas with the Kranks, but with Thanksgiving or whatever, where you're like, we're going.
Yeah, boy, that's a great question. Are you asking because you're pondering?
Well, I mean, I feel like I've abandoned my family a number of Thanksgivings in a row. So
yeah,
when
but
the
you're
time-
not. But you're going to your.
Well, yes, but when the time comes that Thanksgiving maybe isn't as necessary, how big of a dick am I if I go, now we're going to go to your...
Yeah, I think there's a difference between saying I'm going to my wife's family versus I'm going to sit on a beach somewhere, right? I mean, that's a different, especially like our parents are probably pretty close in age, right? And the older I get, the more I appreciate.
Mid-60s, yeah.
Yeah, the more I appreciate all of that because when you're young, you think, oh, your parents they're totally invincible, right? And they're going to be around forever. And then you realize
You're on a pitch count.
yeah, and my parents, thank God, they've both been very healthy, and my wife's mother is healthy, and her grandma's super healthy. But it's like you just realize, hey, this may not be around forever. Yeah, I think that's kind of a bad move if you bail on your family for Thanksgiving.
Tommy Oak says Easter's fine. You can do it at Easter. That's he's in the chat. He says
Definitely
Easter.
Easter.
We could
Get away
sacrifice
with it.
Easter.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
I think Thanksgiving is like the holiday which you would be
it's
fool to
it's,
do it for.
it's Tommy. Is that who said
Tommy
that?
Oak. So
Yeah.
Walnut Ridge RV.
Thanks for raising yourself from the dead, Jesus. I'm going to bail and go to a beach.
Good Friday. That's going to be a really good Friday.
I skipped Easter last
Sometimes
year
it's
to go to
Masters
Disney.
Week.
head down there on Ash Wednesday and get back on Easter Sunday.
I ate Easter dinner with Winnie the Pooh last year, so checks out.
Would you have the stones to bail on your family on Thanksgiving, Zach?
No, that's funny. But like, my brother-in-law is not coming to Christmas this year, and it's kind of like the family's kind of, oh, but he has a job where apparently he's been home like 6 days since Memorial Day, and so he said, my family's peacing out. We're going to be going somewhere. So I don't know if they're going to a cruise or something like that. But in his case, his kids he has one that's like a sophomore in college and another one that's probably a junior in high school. So he's counting the days till there's not like a family vacation anymore. They're out of the house. So I don't think anybody really blames him for that. But so I think it depends on the family. My wife's family is very Catholic, and it's a big deal if you
How many
skip out on that
kids
stuff.
do you have?
I only have 2, but my wife's grandmother was one of 10.
How old are your kids?
12 and 9.
Okay. Do you have kids?
Yes.
How old?
18. No, 17. She's 17.
Just one?
Yeah, just one.
Yeah. So would put yourself in that perspective? When they're adults, would you be upset if they're like, I'm going to a beach? I'll see you next Thanksgiving.
It depends if it's a regular thing. Like there's sometimes I kind of get it.
You can get away with it once, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
You
Like
get
I did
one
last
coupon
year,
for
like
it.
Easter's a pretty big deal for our family. And last year we're like, hey, because Easter also happens to fall on our spring break. Like they like to drop spring break over Easter, and we're like, hey, we're going to Florida. We're not going to be able to do Disney every year or whatever. So we're going to be gone for that year. But we told them ahead of time, and then we made it this year. And we get to everything else. And I have 5 Christmases to go to over the course of like 2 days. Sometimes 4 of them in a day. So if I bail on an Easter, then they'll deal. Because my wife and I do a very good job of getting to all the different things with all the different families. Because we'll have.
Do you make it very public to them? You are Christmas number 3. You get 46 minutes, and we're going.
We get vocal.
Give me my presents. Let's go.
We get vocal when they try to change the schedule up. Because that's how we've gotten into a nice. We basically have a Christmas every 2 hours, basically on Christmas Day. And we actually have 3 like.
I believe Vince Vaughn made a movie about this, Zach.
Yeah.
It was on the other day.
But you kind of figure out how to balance it and make that work. And then somebody just tries to throw a wrench in it. You're like, wait a minute. This has ramifications beyond what you're just trying to do. Like there's, levels of how far out this stretches in terms of ripple effects. But we could probably bail once or twice, but
I don't know that I have the stones to do it. I think Easter, Tommy's onto it though. Easter is the one that you should do. Thanksgiving is.
Well, I'm in the same boat that like my mom's 75. And then like, I'm not that far removed from my grandparents being at that stuff. And so I try to get to that stuff because you're like, okay, this is when we get together. We run around and do stuff the rest of the year. Like it's not that. And we were talking about this a bit before the show. People are putting up Christmas decoration stuff. Thanksgiving is the greatest holiday.
Yeah.
Because for most people, sorry for federal employees, they don't get Friday off. For retail people, but for most people, it's a 4-day weekend, so you get 3 days to recover. I'm sorry about that.
It's
That's the
double time
beginning.
though,
That's
so
the
I
beginning.
can
Yeah,
mix up for that.
yeah. You get your hell time is very.
Bones is getting ready to fix his battle helmet to deliver.
But you literally just bring a dish and you just sit and watch football all day. It's a great holiday. So, and be thankful for what you have, which we're not great at as Americans, but
And it's open to everyone, like anybody. Like,
Yeah.
let's
But
do
you
it.
have random people show up sometimes, just like bring a friend or whatever.
Yeah,
So.
for sure.
Talking about football, our Colts lost over the weekend in Kansas City. I don't like to bitch about the refs, but oh my God.
It was like Mason Rottinghouse was like 7 referees that day.
That's a house joke. That's so good. Oh, Lord.
There was a roughing the passer penalty that I thought was the most egregious thing I've ever seen in my life.
They tapped
As the
DJ.
rule states,
Indiana
it was the right
Jones.
call. As we're playing football here, that was a terrible call. We're still playing football at some degree.
Yeah.
So the Colts lost 23-20 in overtime. I know we're running long on time here, so I just want to know from you guys, are we panicking? Are we okay?
No,
You're fine?
we're not panicking.
You're not panicking?
No, all in. Carly, Ursay, Gordon, all in.
Girl power.
Here we
All
go.
chips in, baby.
here
All
we go.
chips in.
Bones.
Hey, what was
I'm
that?
panicking.
I said, here we go.
I am panicking a little bit because
We needed to force Buckner back.
it wasn't DeForest Buckner.
No, but we needed secondary coverage. We needed him to pressure.
That had nothing to do with the defense. It was a terrible offensive scheme.
the offense sucked, but if we'd had him on defense, I think Mahomes had a little bit more to think about.
You can't keep the defense out there for half a ball game and expect them to do well.
80 plays on defense.
I acknowledge that. I acknowledge that.
Yeah, there was the Chiefs defense had Steichen and a body bag and was just beating the living crap out of him.
Yeah, it was not his best calls. And he did not put JT on the table more. I mean, JT, he is our MVP candidate. He should be leading. Put the
Let it be
blessed,
known I was not
put the blessed ball in his hands and let's go. I'm so sorry to everybody.
We
sorry,
gotta let
Mom.
both of them drink a little more gas, go back to the Patreon. And
I think Patreon would be much better the second time.
it always is. Always is.
I'm so sorry.
No, there's nothing to be sorry about.
It's after 8. It's fine within our rules.
Safe harbor.
Mick Schumacher is going to go to Ray Hall Letterman Lanigan Racing. Zach.
Oh,
This is making your
yeah.
dream come true.
I'm not.
The guy that the one IndyCar driver that interviewed me just got replaced over it. Devlin DeFrancisco interviewed me on his podcast, and he just got shit canned for nepotism.
No, he got shit kicked because his dad has been banned from doing business in the United States and Canada by the Securities and Exchange Commission. But no,
That's kind of a big deal.
It is. Yeah, it's like
the money train. The money in motorsports is incredible sometimes, Rob. But then when the money shuts off, all of a sudden somebody else's kid gets to drive the car.
There are a lot of people that aren't going to care about this, but I think it's going to be pretty awesome for race fans to have Mick Schumacher in the IndyCar series.
So he's the son of
Michael
billion-time
Schumacher.
F1 champion Michael Schumacher.
And that's been such a mysterious, he had a horrible ski accident.
His dad did.
Yes, his father. Yeah.
And nobody knows
Michael
what kind of
Schumacher,
condition he's in, but he has been seen publicly in more than a decade.
I mean, truly a mystery, but good for him. I'm rooting for him.
He seems like a nice guy. His mom flew to Indianapolis for his test at Indy.
Good
and
for
was
him.
They said was super polite, super nice, and was super thankful.
Michael Schumacher is one of the greatest racers of all time.
You think he might be Bubba in the emails?
No.
Final thoughts, Betsy Mills.
All right.
Off the rails. You invented a segment called Off the Rails, Rob, and the essence of that is in the room at this moment.
All right. So weird things happen.
Because I just turned the show over to her, and I can only imagine what's coming next.
Taking
her jacket
you
off.
already know. You already know what's up first. So my little sister, Mandy Mills, aka Rose Jones, so she lives in New York City, and she's friends with a film producer, and then they made this short film about my sister, and it's playing at film festivals. They were in Austin 2 weeks ago, and my sister's texting me I'm in an elevator with Josh Duhamel. He was married to Fergie, not royal Fergie, but Fergie, black eyes Fergie.
Tonight's going to be a good night.
Yeah.
That Fergie.
Right. I know. Let me show the shirt. Hold on.
She's in front of the camera for those listening to the audio podcast.
So the picture, the short film is called Cool Headed Girl at Cool Headed Girl on Instagram. It's apparently doing really well. This is my sister from Henry County who's in a film. She's never acted before. She took some classes. She's killing it. Anyway, I'm really proud of her. That's all.
That's awesome. Yep. Number one thing you search for that on Instagram, it comes right up immediately.
Yeah.
That's really neat.
It
is cool. It's so random.
Yeah,
it's so
cool.
random.
Yeah, totally.
I'm proud of my sis, and I'm just rooting her on so hard. She's always rooted me on so hard, and I love her so much.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. That's it.
We'll look for the Henry County premiere.
Let's go. Oh, I have not seen the freaking film. It's only in
terrible.
Oh, it's gonna be in Toronto next. I don't freaking know. I have not seen it.
I feel it's the kind of thing we ought to have in Hoosier Gym.
Oh, hell yeah! Let's make it happen. Anyway, proud sister. Let's go Colts.
Zach Burcham.
I don't really have anything after all the shenanigans tonight. This episode's been off the rails.
This has been a roller coaster.
Yeah.
You were afraid of this episode,
No,
Zach.
the last time the show was this crazy, your brother's pants disappeared. So But no, thanks to everybody for coming. It's in
Look on Rob's
I don't know what to
face.
do with myself because it's Monday. We're gonna have the show done.
I'm
like,
glad
what do-
everybody's on their best behavior.
What do I do the
Honestly,
rest
it's
of the
great.
week? So thanks to Rob for coming all the way to Newcastle. Thanks to Betsy for coming back.
Totally worth it.
Yeah.
Last time I was here, I got into it with the teachers. This time, it's totally derailed.
Nobody punched you yet. Maybe a slap, but no punches.
Oh, everybody's going to hug when this is over today. Rob, great pleasure having you back. We won't
Yeah.
wait an entire Senate term for the next time.
Yeah, you,
We
like
need
I
to
said,
bring your whole State House Happenings cast out here.
I need to have you on
the.
the State House happening.
That would be fun too.
I'm going to leverage you against Merritt and Abdul to get them to keep working for low wages.
Listen, we work for nothing, so it's a break even game. I don't know how you make so much money in radio, but you seem to do.
Yeah, it's a story for another day. I just want to thank you guys for having us, letting me come out here. Like I said in the Patreon, it's amazing what you guys have created here. I love that, like, having been in local radio for many, many years, you guys are doing this community that is fabulous, and it's so important to the community because in the era where local radio especially is few and far between, people with the newspapers being in trouble, it's awesome that you guys do this. I love it. I love your podcast, and thanks for letting me be a part of it.
Glad you're
Rob,
here.
you're a rock star. We're so honored to have
You just like
here.
me because you don't know me.
I think I think I know you better than you think I do.
Listen,
but we're honored to have you,
he
bro.
may get you turned into a lieutenant governor in 2 years, 3 years. You
That's
never
right.
know.
Oh,
You play your
Lordy.
cards right. He can get you
Oh,
to the
Lord.
top.
You can totally lie to
Oh,
me and then
Lord.
turn on me too. It'll be great.
Mr. Bones, thank you for being here.
I'll tell you the
Always.
truth, brother.
We,
I mean, let's go.
Hopefully, we'll see you before January, but if not, we'll hold tight and see you then. Our next show is Thursday after Thanksgiving. It's December 4th, 6th. I don't know.
Taking like a week and a half off.
Well, it's a Thursday. We're just to the next
Well, hell,
Thursday.
we just did 2 shows.
Yeah, we
in like
we
3
were
days.
just here.
You didn't even turn the furnace down.
We were
I'm
just
not even
here.
sure we locked the doors.
We've accidentally not locked the door before. Newcastle, wonderful community. Nobody stole anything. We'll be back Thursday next week, and it's the Chamber of Commerce Christmas Walk, which is also an unhinged nightmare of a show. We will have Zach and myself, maybe Dakota,
The
maybe
most
Chase Payton.
Stressful.
And we will
show
wander
of
the streets of
year.
Newcastle and pick up random on the street interviews with everybody that's out and about. And it is pure chaos. So
Drink
hopefully,
that gas before you go. It'll
hopefully,
be awesome.
hopefully it's not 3 degrees like it has been a few other years for this thing.
Yeah.
So I voted against it. The staff said yes, we're doing it. It's a tradition. We have to do it. It's total chaos, but it is fun. So we will see you next week for that show.
Let's
Thursday.
go.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Let's go home, people.